Is there learning continuity during COVID-19 pandemic? The COVID-19 epidemic continues to bring an enforcing collision that prompted the rapid adjustments to education in general. It created a skeptical scenario leading to a variety of alternatives that depend more on technology. The education system had switched from traditional in-class settings to various forms of distance education. The rapid changes and increased complexity of today's world present new demands on our education system. In response, educators and learners exploit a variety of changes and currently adapting the new applied system. Schools in all levels of low and middle income countries have not been an exception and expand to sustain an efficacious alternative way of learning to ensure the learning continuity. Continuity of learning is an emergency response measure to ensure students can stay on their learning pathways during an interruption. It is said that continuity of learning during pandemic is advantageous to students in both health and education. In addition, there is learning continuity during COVID-19 outbreak since it still involves teaching learning methods. In Vietnam, BEAN survey results show that the majority of students 16 plus years old admit that online learning is the most feasible and practical option. Only less than 9% oppose this decision amid COVID-19 outbreak since most of the students have means of technologies. With the current worldwide estimated population of 7.8 billion, approximately 63.2% of the world population have access to digital resources. However, having the means of technologies with speedy connection does not mean learning continuity. Yes, it can be advantageous, but we can change the fact that most of the students who are actively engaged in technologies don't have the determination to still continue learning. In the Philippines, among 3,670 medical students, 93% owned a smartphone and 83% had a laptop or desktop computer, yet only 41% considered themselves physically and mentally capable of engaging in online learning. To summarize, having all the means of technology devices is irrelevant with regards to learning. In addition, e-learning requires strong time management skills. It is necessary to find a balance between the various roles one plays. Students have also many different areas in life to focus on. Learners are struggling to complete obligations from home and school. Hence, students often prioritize academics. And e-learning requires parents or guardians to find support. This is a stressful, unpredictable time for everyone. You can help your children by providing them with a structure and routine, and being a positive force in their education, says Dr. Pamela Hurst de la Pietra. However, some students don't have complete families or even just their guardians to provide learning support. Moreover, lack of authenticity and feedback is limited. In this new way of learning, learners aren't motivated to learn. A sense of purpose is critical to both academic learning and social-emotional health. Cathy Martin mentioned that in remote learning, skills are isolated or learners lack the opportunity to use them in authentic contexts. They can lose a sense of purpose and disengage. According to studies, most students prefer face-to-face classes because during traditional in-class settings, educators can keep track personally with the student and can give face-to-face feedback. Students who are experiencing problems with regards to curriculum can be quickly resolved either during the lecture or the dedicated office hours. Personalized feedback has a positive impact to students. Otherwise, lack of communication skill development. Communication skills are essential to allow others and yourself to understand information accurately. Thus, spending much time online can cause social isolation due to lack of human interaction. Study says this often leads to mental health issues such as stress, anxiety, and negative thoughts. Developing the communication skills of the students is an area often neglected during online lessons. The students might find that they are unable to work effectively in a team. Neglecting the communication skills of the students can ultimately lead to frequent misunderstanding. Overall, having all the means of devices has nothing to do with the learning continuity of every student. It strongly needs to have learning support, time and effort while keeping the mental health at its good state. Various of students needs to have confidence and learn at their own pace. Therefore, there is no learning continuity during COVID-19 pandemic.